before we came on the call, when I asked you if I could ask you this question, just because I think it's always interesting about how people promote their own businesses. So I think it was your colleague Kerry reached out to me.
Yeah.
And without kind of leading the question, how do you raise awareness about your business, what you do to kind of really get the word out? Because by the sounds of it, that one magazine article got you your first customer. And actually it's now in 2020. How do you promote your business?
Yeah, I think you're leading onto podcasts. No?
Well, I am, but when I clip this up, people won't see my bit, so it's cool. But
okay. Yeah, so the main ways in which we get customers is one, word of mouth. It's current customers telling others. It's an important way of growing. A second one is people looking for us, mainly in Google or on review sites, and then finding us somewhere. And third is our content marketing. Our content marketing is on topics related to Salesflare, works the best. We get a lot of traffic on things that are not very related to Salesflare, more related to the audience. But the best content for lead generation is the one that is most closely related to Salesflare, because then we basically show Salesflare while we're explaining a certain topic and how it can help them. Now, next to that, this year we started also experimenting more with going outside our own audience, which is where podcasts partly comes into play. Earlier this year, when the beginning of the pandemic, there were a ton of speaking opportunities. It was crazy, the amount of online events. So I've done quite some speaking. Now, since the summer or so, we started focusing more on podcasts. The beauty about podcasts is that, first of all, in these speaking engagements, I don't get a whole lot of time to explain what we're doing. I'm really focused on adding value. Here it's sort of double. There's a part where I explain why you started Salesflare, and that's enough for me. I don't need to speak more about Salesflare. It's just, and it's the sales pitch basically.
But with the thing that I like about long form content, and especially this being video, etc., is because I never talk to people where it's just a sales pitch. I don't like that. I don't like it personally. I don't consume it. But what you do over the course of a conversation is you get a feel for the other person, their background, their story, whether you buy into it, but also you can share a lot of the nuance and the detail in a way that you can't really do in words. And just from a separate point of view, to kind of throw my angle on it, is that for me, when you interview people, or for you the other way around on podcasts, it's a way for you to be exposed to someone else's network. And it's like a spider diagram where you can hit lots of different people and really just get the word out there. So no, I appreciate the honesty, but likewise, I'm always very candid with the people that follow my kind of channel, that I tell them how I do stuff, how the setup, and actually because that's the value that they want, so that they can kind of try and do it themselves.
Yeah, your setup looks amazing. I'm pretty jealous of it. I have a podcast myself, and I very much identify with what you said. Like, for me, it's mostly about the networking. I mean, it's also content on our blog, but it's not the most popular content or so. By far not the most popular content. It's just a great opportunity to talk to people that I normally wouldn't have the opportunity to talk to. Like I, for instance, had Jason Fried on the podcast, which was amazing, and I can ask him whatever I want. So that's great, right?
But say on that topic is that are you in Belgium at the moment? I think.
Yeah. Currently in Belgium.
So when lockdown in the UK happened for the first time, where you were told just don't leave the house, I think it was March, whenever it was.
It was March, yeah.
Yeah. And I remember being at home, and Zoom was a new thing, completely new to me, never used it before. And it was almost, when you do, as a marketer, pestle analysis, when you're looking at big political or social trends that just change the way the world works. And coronavirus made so many people go online that actually, for me, I saw the opportunity to pivot with live streaming, podcasting, etc. So from when lockdown started, I learned all of this from scratch. And this is only my second interview in my new setup. And I've realized that when the sun comes out, I get overexposed, so I'll tweak it next time. But for me, it's the continuous improvement to just try and get better and better and better. I think a lot of entrepreneurs just it's the confidence to try things and again hear what works for other people. I think is really kind of interesting.